What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all had a wonderful holiday week. I know I did because I got to watch a ton of NBA basketball. Let's cover everything that happened last week in the NBA. And where does that bring us to but the last week in the NBA tracker? For those of you that are new to the series or just the channel in general, I build a spreadsheet for just about everything on this YouTube channel. It's how I keep track of things, helps me visualize everything. But anyway, last week in the NBA, I know all of us don't have all the time in the world to watch all the NBA, and that's what this show or episode or video on my channel, I don't know. What do you call YouTube shit? I don't know. But that's what this is all about. I'm going to give you guys a recap of the top performers of this last week. We're going to take a look around the association and see who's been performing the best all year. We've got some news and highlights to cover, the rookie report, the standings update, and everything in between. All right. Let's jump into it. Starting out with our key performers from last week, I should show you guys, these were the top scoring leaders this past week in the NBA. These were the guys that were really cooking last week, and the first guy that I really want to take some time to highlight is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving in 4 games this week averaged 31 points per game, 2.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds. He shot 48, almost 49% from the field, and about 40% from 3. Obviously, phenomenal statistics, but what really has stuck out to me recently about Kyrie Irving is that defensive intensity. We saw that like really high level defense for the and I'm serious, but when I say like high level defense, like he's putting the clamps on people. He is up in people's faces, like running around screens, like keeping people in front of him constantly. Like we really saw him lock into that in the playoffs. And we saw the same thing with Luka, which was really, really cool. Kyrie has made like that effort very apparent, like for the past, I guess, like month and a half or so in just like the regular season, which is super cool to see. And now that there's a Luka injury, which we're going to talk about later in the video, there's just so much more that rides on Kyrie Irving's shoulders, and he was able to do a lot this past week, even without Luka in, and Luka's missed some other times with calf injuries this season. So just seeing what he's still doing in the NBA is crazy to me. The ball handling and everything is just insane still. Like, right, he's the best ball handler that's ever existed, right? Like, we still see all of that out of him, the creativity. He's got like that left hand like floater that he's doing all the time now, and he'll like bank it and shit too when he's doing that. I don't think y'all realize how difficult that is, but it's been really cool to see like the Mavericks this year. They've obviously been really good. We hope that they can stay healthy, but just even adding guys like Klay Thompson, by the way, these are season statistics over here. Like Klay is like creeping up and up and up, and this 3-point field goal percentage isn't making much else at this point. But we just need him to be a shooter. Like seeing him slowly start to creep up in a lot of statistics is really, really good. I feel like PJ Washington isn't nearly as involved as maybe like I'd like him to be this year, but still shooting really good from behind the arc and everything. That's really good. Obviously, both centers, whether it be Lively, who's just having an awesome season, especially from the passing aspect of things. I apparently don't have a picture for him, whatever. But looking at like guys like Daniel Gafford as well, who maybe isn't as good of a passer, but is still just like so impactful in the rebounding and strength side of things that maybe Lively can't otherwise like capitalize on quite as much. It's been really, really cool to see the Mavericks and where they're at. And Kyrie Irving's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting for the next foreseeable future. So great job to Kyrie. Next guy I want to highlight actually might be a surprise to you guys, but it's Jordan Poole. So unfortunately for me, I watch a lot of Wizards basketball. Like I have to bill teams for like how much I'm like watching and what I'm watching, right? So I give them little like breakdowns and everything. I'm like, this is what I watch. And the Wizards are like my 3rd most watched team this year. And look, part of it is like I know a couple of the dudes on the team pretty well. They're buddies of mine, and so I like to watch them, right? And that's just is part of it. But also like I am being like paid to do that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's part of it. But the Wizards this year have been pretty brutal. We all know that. But Jordan Poole in and of itself has been pretty dang awesome as of late. Like looking at the scoring and everything, 28 points per game, 5 assists, almost 4 rebounds, a steal and a half, a block and a half. The field goal percentage was a little bit rough this week, but the 37% from 3. And if we take a look at Jordan Poole, like over this actual season, like ignore the plus minus, this team sucks, like the Wizards are a joke, yada yada yada, but like overall, like 21 points, 5 assists out of your 2, who, look, I think a lot of Wizards fans just kind of want him to play the 1. They feel like the team is better, which I always think it's kind of funny. I'm sorry, Wizards fans, if you're listening to this. I don't know if you guys even really exist out there, but I always like see Wizards fans like, see, the team's just like so much better when Poole's playing the point guard and everything. That's what should be happening right now. And I'm like, the fact that you guys are trying to justify for like something to happen on your team at all, and you think it could make a difference is crazy, because this team is so historically bad. It's not even funny. Like, this is one of the worst like NBA teams I think I've ever witnessed try to play basketball this season. But Jordan Poole, I do feel like is like slowly kind of coming back into himself and kind of how he was with Golden State. Does he still take like shots that he doesn't need to? Yes, but I feel like he's doing a better job of like navigating pick and rolls and being like, okay, I'm not just gonna like attack. I'm not just gonna do like a step back three or something like that. He's like, no, I'm kind of gonna like get you on my hip and I'm gonna snake this pick or something like that, and then I'm gonna go get into my floater. I'm gonna go lay this up high off the glass or something like that, which is really, really cool. I just wish that like we could actually see like him and like Sar in like a pick and roll or something. Why does it never happen? Like, why is Sar just like never like involved in those situations? I don't understand. Nothing about the Wizards makes any sense, but Jordan Poole is playing really, really well recently, so I want to at least take some time, give him a little bit of credit because I think it's been awesome. Next player I want to highlight, and look, it's the Cavs just in general at this point, but Donovan Mitchell, like I watched both Cavs games this last week and it was absolutely nuts. Like he's just on one of those benders that he goes on, because like this is just what Donovan Mitchell does every once in a while, where he just like doesn't miss shots really. This last week, 27.5 points per game, 6.5 assists, 4 rebounds for a pretty small dude, mind you, 2 steals, shooting 53% from the field, 50% from 3. If we look at Mitchell's stats, like overall this season, like been really good, right? 24 points, 4 assists, blah, 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 blah. You guys can read. He's been a +8. The Cavs are really, really good. Nobody seems to be able to catch them right now. They kind of just keep going on these little winning streaks, and a lot of it's because they've figured out how to play with like the Darius Garlands out there, who look, he's just having an amazing season all around. Evan Mobley has become unlocked, a large part due to Kenny Atkinson and just the kind of good coach that he is for them. Like Jared Allen is kind of like an afterthought on this team at this point, but like obviously he serves his purpose, right? Double every night. He's shooting almost 70% from the field. Like it's just, they've got everything rolling for them. Obviously, like Karis LeVert becoming like a legit like 6-man scorer and everything. That's been really, really awesome. And like they haven't even had guys like Strus or anything. I didn't mean to pull up Strother. I wanted to pull up Strus here, but like, you know, he hasn't played in like a ton of games or anything this year. Hopefully he's going to be valuable to them at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs try to make like some sort of deal to go get like another big or something like that. But Donovan Mitchell and what he's able to do and just being a shot creator, getting everyone else involved. When Garland's off the floor, he can run it. When he's with Garland right now, they're playing well. So good for the Cavs, man. Good for the Cavs. And the last player I want to highlight this week is Trey Murphy III, who's coming in at number 20 this week for scoring. But this last week, which mind you is 3 games, pretty good sample size, 26 points per game, 3 assists, almost 5 rebounds, a steal, shot 49% from the field, 42, almost 43% from 3. Ignore the -8. The Nets, the Pelicans are just abysmal at this point. Who knows what's going to happen with the Pelicans, man? The fact that they aren't like making moves right now is a little bit worrisome to me at this point. But anyway, talking about Trey Murphy, like obviously he's missed some games and stuff this year. We can take a look at Trey's like season numbers and everything because they aren't quite as pretty as you see here. But I feel like I like this is the big reason I wanted to bring him up. Like Trey Murphy is getting you 20 points per game this season, which is pretty nuts. Like did anybody really notice that was happening? I feel like we all just kind of look at Trey Murphy and like Herb Jones as well. Like let me pull up Herb here as well. Again, the 10 points and the inefficiency this year is a little bit scary, but like I feel like we both kind of look at those guys and we're like, yeah, no, really good players, right? Really good basketball players. But Trey Murphy's like, he continues to evolve. Like he's starting to become better with like his ball handling, decision making and stuff like that. He's probably one of the only guys, if not the only guy in the NBA that should be in the 3-point contest and like the dunk contest. Like he just has such a wide array of skills. And as he continues to kind of add on to that ball handling and creation side of things, like you could have a really legit basketball player here. Like there's not much that this guy can't do. And like I said, the Pelicans are just a mess right now, and that's hurting, right? And guys are literally hurt and in and out all the time right now. So what are you going to do with him long term? I don't know, but if I'm New Orleans, I'm holding on to this guy like my life depends on it, because man, what a talent you have here. Again, him and Herb Jones as well. We've talked about it. Like Yves Missy has been awesome this year. Like I'm holding on to like Alvarado. Maybe I'm trying to think if there's anybody else, like maybe Hawkins or something like that. But otherwise, like if I'm the Pelicans, man, I'm kicking it all to the can. Otherwise, I can't watch all these injuries anymore. I just can't. But anyway, those are the guys that were really standing out to me this week. Looking around the rest of the association here, our games to qualify are up to 22 to fall onto the leaderboards here. And if you guys were curious, the shots needed to qualify, you need to take at least 5 field goal attempts per game and take at least 3 threes to appear in our field goal percentage and 3-point percentage leaders. Looking at assists per game around the NBA, Trae Young, Still on top. We're not surprised about that whatsoever. Dude's passing the ball all the time. It's really, really cool to see that his game is starting to become a little bit less I need to force everything. Field goal percentage and everything still garbage, right? That still hasn't really been improving whatsoever. I'd still like to see him play off ball a little bit, but is what it is. Cade Cunningham continues to have like an all-star season, possibly most improved player, like 9, almost 10 assists per game on a team where nobody else can help you that much on the Pistons is incredible in and of itself. Like, if he was on a good basketball team, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine. But it's been great to see him as of late. Jokic, obviously, he just does everything. LeBron, he continues to do it. Falling a little bit in the standings here, but Tyrese Halliburton getting his assists. We'd love to see the scoring increase for Halliburton at some point. Out of curiosity, where are we at? Are we past, I was going to say, are we past 18 yet? But nope, still at 17, but the 8 assists. 3-point percentage is climbing. So that's good. And I feel like the Pacers are starting to kind of get it, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's an ambulance going by my house. Yeah, I don't know with the Pacers, man. I'm just not buying it for some reason this year. I think it's kind of like the whole like Nesmith and like Mathurin thing. Like, I don't know. I don't buy that Aaron Nesmith is like really that dude. Obviously, he's been like hurt and everything, and that's a big part of it. And obviously, like, they had some centers go down and stuff, and that's tough. Thomas Bryant's looked really goofy since he's been on the team. So I don't know what to think. Oh, I brought up the code window. Didn't mean to do that, but I don't know. Thomas Bryant has just looked really goofy since he's been on the team, so I don't know what to think about that. But anyway, moving on to rebounds. Cat continues to have an amazing season. Domantas Sabonis, amazing on offense, and he's trying hard on defense, so I'll give him that. Jokic again finds himself here. Zubats, really just underrated player in the NBA in general right now. And Zubats, and then Giannis, that's who we expect. Nobody's catching Dyson Daniels still for steals. He's just everywhere. If dude could just get a consistent 3-ball, oh my gosh, the money this guy could make, because he's getting better at like attacking the rim and finishing over people, especially like bigger like shot blockers and stuff, which has been really cool, but just can't get that 3-point shot down. Our other steal leaders are Shea, Tyrese Maxey, Tari Eason, and then Jokic again. Let me just pull up Jokic over here for a second so that you can see he's appearing everywhere. This guy's MVP. If you don't think it's him, you're a dummy, and I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sorry. Blocks per game, nobody's catching Wemby. It just is what it is. Walker Kessler's having an awesome season. Miles Turner, Anthony Davis, Brook Lopez, these names aren't changing or going anywhere. The field goal percentage leaders, these ones also aren't changing. It's Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, our 2 Maverick centers that we talked about. Walker Kessler again. Jalen Duren, who just catches alley-oops, good for him. And Jared Allen, who's got the nice little baby hook that he likes to do. Very, very cool. 3-point percentage leaders. Jokic, again, just this motherfucker right here just spraying still. Good for him, man. Good for him. Karis LeVert coming in at number 2. Garrison Matthews. Shout out Garrison Matthews. I don't think you were here before, but you just hit the games to qualify here in 23. So hey, shout out Garrison Matthews. 8 points per game? 9 points almost? Why do I feel like I haven't seen you on the court at all, Garrison? What's going on here? I love Garrison Matthews. Norman Powell continues to have like the best efficiency season ever, and then Taurean Prince again just spotting up for the Bucks and doing his thing. It's been awesome. But anyway, let's go on to the news, because there's a lot of interesting news this week. First bit of news, Landry Shamet makes his return. Funny enough, I posted a video last week, and by the way, thank you guys for being understanding that there wasn't going to be 5 videos this last week with the holiday and everything. I was traveling a bunch. I literally just got home. I actually filmed a video just before this one because it was a trade, which we're going to talk about a little bit more, because I've had, I guess, another hour to digest it since that video came out. But anyway, I did like a Lakers video where I was like, oh, they should just go sign Shamet. Nobody's got Shamet, but now the Knicks have Landry Shamet. So it's another shooter. They need any sort of depth that they can get on this team, because they just basically play 7 people, and one of them is Cameron Payne. So yeah, they need to do something on this team. I'd rather have Shamet out there than Cam Payne, at least in my opinion. I'm cool with like McBride out there. I just I don't know. I need something else besides Cameron Payne out there, and we gotta get some center help at some point. I hope Mitchell Robinson can come back and do something. But yeah, shout out Landry Shamet. Next thing, Alex Caruso, 4 years, $81 million extension. That's awesome, right? Let's go take a look at Alex Caruso. While the efficiency hasn't been like phenomenal this season, like just being honest with you, right? The 3-point shot's kind of fallen off a little bit. Alex Caruso, I feel like, is still making such an impact on the floor. We all know that he does, right? It's just in like the hustle, all the little things that he does. it's awesome, right? And they gave him the extension, which is kind of crazy considering like the statistical season that he's having. And look, the Thunder space out their minutes a lot. It can be hard for guys to get a groove in this system and everything. It just is. And sometimes you're just waiting for J-Dub and Shea to just kind of go do their thing. Totally understand, right? Totally understand. It's not like the Thunder's offense is doing much to set up Caruso for anything, but still, they traded for him, right? And they paid him right away. So what is this? That's just about $20 million a season. And when you think about it for like a starter level player, you always hear me say it, like average starter level player, about $20 million nowadays. So feels appropriate. How old is he going to be at this point? I don't even know what he's going to be. He's 30 now, so he'll be 34. This could be one of those contracts that looks gross by the end of it, but for the time being, I think he adds a lot of value to this team, and it was a good decision at the end of the day. So the Thunder locking up their people, man, locking up their people. If not, this is like it could just be a great trade piece at some point anyway. But no, I think he's going to be a big part of their future. Next thing to talk about, we had Christmas in the NBA, which is always a fun thing. I always like sitting down and watching the Christmas games, and we had such a great slate of Christmas games this year. Started out with the Spurs and Knicks, which was an awesome game. Wemby had 42. Mikal Bridges just decided to never miss another shot. It was amazing. Those two are just going at each other. Wemby is just unstoppable at this point already. He's just pulling up from everywhere. He's dunking on people, hanging on the rim. It is just amazing. And then Bridges was just literally taking like one dribble pull-ups all over the court. It was awesome. Timberwolves and Mavericks. Luka went down. That's unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. The Mavericks were down big. They came all the way back and they couldn't quite put it away. Anthony Edwards was fun to watch as always. Julius Randle, while he ends up with high assist numbers, still has no idea where anybody is on the court at like any time. And the Timberwolves are still really hard to watch, but they got the win. The Sixers, who have won quite a few games recently, are back up to 11-17. They beat the Celtics. They didn't have Drew, but still, right? I mean, it's the Sixers. And Joel Embiid tripped and fell over a rope on the sideline, and we thought he might be out for the season because that's an exaggeration for those of you that can't sense sarcasm for whatever reason. But no, like I just watched that video and I was like, oh my God, Joel, if you don't play today, I swear to God. But he played. Wasn't great, but he played, so that's good. I don't know. I find it kind of hard to watch him beat at this point. But the Lakers-Warriors game was probably my favorite. Obviously, game-winning shot by Austin Reeves. It was awesome. Curry and Braun were going at it. At one point, like they were literally just like exchanging shots, and it was just Curry hitting them, and then LeBron would be like, oh yeah, we're having one of them battles again. He'd be like, give me these, brick. I'd be like, okay, Braun, relax a little bit, dog. Like, we don't need this right now, but I appreciate that they're having fun and everything. It was a good one. Then this Nuggets-Suns game was fun as well. Just watching Kevin Durant be guarded by who was it? I'm trying to remember who guarded him on the one possession. I think it was like Peyton Watson or something like that, like guarded him so perfectly on one possession, like just following him everywhere, keeping chests like right in front of him and everything. And then like Durant, like after trying a couple different combo moves, was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm putting this shot up or whatever. Peyton Watson, perfect contestant, just like butter. He just like, Durant just nailed it anyway. And I was just like, yeah, no, sorry, Peyton. People have been trying to stop Durant from doing that for like damn near 20 years now, and it's just never going to happen. People can't stop Durant, and it's fine. It's just fine. So that was a pleasure. Watching Jokic is always fun at the end of the day, so it was a great batch of Christmas games. It really was. But unfortunately, one of the things that happened was Luka went down. He's just recently came back from a calf injury. It was kind of a non-contact play. He kind of just stepped, and he could tell there was something wrong right away. He kind of just walked off the court, and they said he's going to be reevaluated in a month, and it's unfortunate, right? Like Luka was one of those players that was going to be in like the MVP conversation as always, right? Having another phenomenal basketball season, but injuries, always not fun, always scary. Wish we could turn them off in the NBA. Really wish we could, right? Like it's 2K, but nonetheless, Luka, he's down for a little bit. They've got a really good team. They're going to be able to survive, but got to get him back at some point, get him back into shape. It's all good. It's all good. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, everybody. Just relax. The next thing I want to bring up here, I've got it categorized as new screen pass. It's not like a new concept. It's just, this is like a basketball thing that I've just been noticing recently. And I haven't like asked other NBA scouts or like player development guys if this is something that we're just teaching nowadays. I don't know. But I've just seen it a lot, and this is going to seem like such a dumb thing that I show you guys. So here, just watch this. So watch Trayce Jackson-Davis here. He's doing a like a handoff to Curry here, right? Bounce, bounce. Notice how before Curry even gets there, he's throwing the ball behind him so that Curry can go get it, and then he can act as a screener, right? He can set a screen afterwards, because you can't set a screen while you have the ball. There's different rules for if you have the basketball versus you don't have the basketball, right? So I'm seeing so many more guys when they go and set the screen, they're throwing the ball behind them so that the player can run and go get it, and they can like then act as a screen. And like Curry comes around and he misses this shot anyway, takes a weird little floater here for some reason. But I'm seeing this pass happen more and more, and the coach in me is starting to be like, okay, we need to pick up on who's doing this, and we got to start cheating the shit out of this play. Because look, like Trayce Jackson-Davis is not watching Anthony Davis in this, right? He's clearly just going for the handoff, and you can't just leave him. But I'm wondering if at some point somebody's going to build a bad habit or something, and Anthony Davis could just go poke that ball and take it because he knows where he's going to throw it. But obviously if he cheats up here, like LeBron is already way too close to Draymond over here. He's got to be coming into the paint a little bit more, which he's starting to do. Very, very good, right? That's where you're supposed to be. So that's awesome. And obviously this turns into a swing or something else then, right? But you don't want to cheat over too much. Otherwise he's just going to turn and go towards the rim. And while I'd love to see LeBron challenge that, it's I don't know. I just found it interesting, and I wanted to bring it up with you guys at the end of the day. So that's just my NBA little film session of the week. And now, okay, this is the thing I probably want to talk about more than anything else. I was gone on vacation and stuff, and so I couldn't talk about this when it happened. But the Kings fired Mike Brown. Like, I can't say that I was surprised that it happened. That's my initial reaction to it. I was like, huh. Yeah, the Kings have had a gross season. It has been rough to say the least, and there's not a clear answer as to why. And so naturally I go, is a team going to fire a coach? But then I went, no, it's Mike Brown. Mike Brown is one of the best coaches in the NBA, in my opinion. Like, this guy just recently won Coach of the Year. I literally, like, when I tell you guys, I think the Kings run the best offense in the NBA, at least historically. This year it's been a little bit off, just a little bit. But I could talk about the Kings and their struggles and everything, how I feel like it's more so just like certain players aren't getting like flow shots versus like I guess what's the term I should use? Like guys like Kevin Huerter and Keegan Murray are struggling so much, and I think it's because they're not necessarily getting like flow shots. I think they're getting like just too many like catch and shoot maybe opportunities. But I don't know. At the end of the day, this just feels like such a stupid overreaction by the Sacramento Kings. And what it really reminded me of is the fact that the Sacramento Kings were one of those poverty franchises, and we kind of got like the covers pulled over our eyes on them because of the light the beam stuff, and they started to figure it out when they brought Mike Brown in, right? He pulled them out, brought them to the playoffs. They were like a 3 seed, and yes, they lost to Golden State and everything. I totally understand it. But this just feels like such a stupid move by them, and I don't know why, but I feel like the Kings are about to go into another dark ages. And so I feel like the Kings tricked us into thinking that they were in a better spot now, but they might still just be the dumbass Sacramento Kings that don't know what they're doing with like their rosters ever. And look, is Mike Brown like innocent? No. Like, I know the whole like Keon Ellis thing was really pissing off fans, and I was very confused by that as well. I'm like, why is Keon Ellis like not playing? Like, clearly he's the solution, like not this whole entire solution to fix your whole season, right? But like, clearly he's part of it. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he should have been the starter, right? Like, going into the season, it should have been Fox, Keon, DeRozan, Keegan, and then Sabonis, right? Yeah, that makes sense. But they ended up going with like Huerter. Huerter couldn't get things going. I get you want to get Huerter going. It's totally fine. Then they went with Monk starting. Monk was really, really good for them in the first 5. That's awesome. But Keon's still not getting minutes, and like the defense and shooting that he brings, I'm like, that's the missing piece at least. So throw him out there, please. And there's other issues, right? Like De'Aaron Fox, like, isn't being a great distributor this season. Like, the passing's not that great. Sabonis' defense is pretty rough, right? He's trying really, really hard, and that's part of it, but, like, he just doesn't have, like, the rim protection and stuff, and some of the other instincts that are important for that offensively. He's awesome, right? He does everything offensively, and, look, the Kings just don't have rim protection and stuff like that. That's something they're missing. They gotta go try and get that, but I don't know, like when you've got so many problems for so long as a franchise and then someone comes and they fix it and they make it a little bit better and things are going in the right opposite direction. You just extended the guy too. You just extended him. How does your opinion change of him that quickly? It's just so dumb. Like coaches just get blamed so quickly, and then you see like JB Bickerstaff and Mike Malone just being like Kings are a classless organization. Like they fired him over the phone as he was like going to board the plane for him. It's like just like what the hell are y'all doing, Sacramento? I don't know. It pisses me off because like I'm a coach, right? And like I've seen my friends get like terminated and stuff. By the way, Doug Christie's going to be the coach now. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know what to think about that. I have no opinions on that whatsoever. But it's just I don't know. This feels dumb. Like, hopefully the Kings can get it going. Like, because I truly don't believe they have like a huge roster problem. I think there's a ton of talent on this team. I just think you need a shot blocker on the team. I think that's important. And I don't know. Like, I feel like the shooting just has to come around eventually. Like, it just has to. I don't know why Keegan Murray like can't shoot now. Like, the form looks fine to me. And I don't want this to become a Kings video or by any means. It's just this whole thing confuses me to no end. And I want to talk about it more in depth and everything, but I feel like I shouldn't do all of that in this video. But you guys let me know if you want like a full-on Mike Brown video at the end of the day. Speaking of other like weird trade things and everything, Jimmy Butler not getting traded now. Pat Riley said we are not trading Jimmy Butler. Okay, fair enough. It's like Jimmy Butler most likely has to re-sign with Miami because nobody else has the cap space outside of Brooklyn and like Detroit. So unless he's going to either of those teams, he's probably just going to be on the Heat going forward, which I can't fault them for. Jimmy Butler could very easily just drag this team to the finals. And I say very easily, like it doesn't take a ton of effort to do that. But look, we've just seen it how many times, right? You can't tell me you'd be surprised if the Heat like win all the way or something like that. They just figure it out, right? Because that's what the Miami Heat do. But apparently they're not trading him anymore. I can tell you for a fact, because I have my people, that they are still talking with Phoenix. They are still talking with Phoenix to this very day. Well, I'm recording this on Sunday. It's Monday now. I can't confirm that now, but I know they're still having conversations about it at the very least. So let's just see. Let's see if that's true, Pat. But I tend to trust Pat Riley if he says something. So fair enough. But talking about actual NBA stuff, less than an hour ago at this point, Dorian Finney-Smith got traded. I literally, here before, I had Dorian Finney-Smith. Is he going to Memphis? Because there was a thing today that they were talking with Memphis and trying to make a trade, and then they pulled the rug out from under me right when I was about to hit record for this video, and he got traded to the Lakers. And when I recorded the video, I just kind of was like, this feels like a lot. So the trade was Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton, who are both having like very good basketball seasons. Oh, see, this was the Grizzlies thing I was talking about. I didn't even click on the right thing, but how do I say this? Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton are having good NBA seasons, right? They're having good basketball seasons. They are quality rotation basketball players. They got traded for D'Angelo Russell, who, when good, is a very, very good basketball player. He's probably had his worst season ever. He's coming off the bench now, right? He was starting to pick it up as of late, but, not great, right? Not great. We kind of had a feeling he'd get traded, but they traded D'Lo along with 3 second-round picks and Maxwell Lewis, who, look, the Lakers just didn't need him. They weren't going to develop him anyway. They send him back to Brooklyn. He's now had 2 stints with the Lakers and 2 with Brooklyn. So maybe he'll get moved to Golden State again or something like that, and then back to Minnesota, and we can continue the fun cycle that we're on right now with D'Angelo Russell. But I don't know. There's a part of me that just says like, okay, you got some great 3-point shooting in both of those guys. You got some defense in both those guys. Shake can handle the rock a little bit, but like DFS doesn't do a ton else. Like he is a very good role player. So is Shake Milton. I don't know, like I feel like another move has to happen for me to feel okay about this because this team has no point guard presence. They have no ball handling presence. Like, yes, LeBron is fine. Austin Reeves is fine, right? Gabe Vincent, I don't want to see him on the court. Shake Milton can be fine, right? Like Rui can handle the rock a little bit, hell. It's just like we need a lead guard on this team. We like, as stupid as that sounds, you need somebody that can kind of command and run the offense and everything. Otherwise, when defenses like truly have time to build themselves up in the playoffs and like put in more in-depth schemes and everything, it's going to be a problem. They're going to key in on the fact that you don't have elite ball handlers, and they are going to pressure you beyond belief beyond the three-point line. I'm just telling you guys that is how it is. They need to add somebody else. And I don't know. It feels like there's a part of me that says I would have just tried to ride with an upflow of D'Angelo Russell. Like, let's just hope he kind of figures it out by the playoffs again or something like that rather than do this trade specifically. But If they make another move and they go get another lead guard or something like that, then maybe it doesn't even matter. It feels like they gave up a lot, man, for some role players at the end of the day. Like, I know Finney Smith has been, like, out there and available for a long time, but it's just, I don't know. It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. Anyway, let's go talk about the rookies. Alrighty, rookie report time. Minimum games played is 22, which I believe eliminates Zach Edey, right? Yeah, so Zach Edey gets eliminated because of that. I just say you got to play like at least close to like 2/3 of the season to kind of fit into things. So that's why I picked the numbers that I do. But Jared McCain, he's gonna fall off at some point. I mean, if I changed it to like 23, what do I have to change it to get Jared McCain off there? So 25, is he at 24? Okay, so Jared McCain played 23 games this season, so he's going to be off the list by next week, so just know that with Jared McCain. But Jalen Wells up there at the top, still having an incredibly efficient season, true positive for the Grizzlies, who are playing well. I feel like he's starting to put the ball on the floor a little bit more. The defense and three-point shooting, obviously awesome. Jalen Wells, awesome. He's my number 2 rookie of the year right now. And for those of you guys that are new, by the way, we have it in this order because we did a quick little study over here that basically said more often than not, scoring is what leads to the rookie of the year selection. But there are other factors that go in, and we kind of laid those out over here. But that's why it's in the order that it's in. Alex Sarr, again, kind of having a small uptick in performance, like in terms of at least efficiency and everything, but the Wizards still just don't know how to use this guy whatsoever. But I get so excited when I see him like get a rebound and go like up and down the court and like make like a pass up the court or something like that. He just looks so coordinated, like he gets up and down so well. And like the defense, as I always say, looks amazing out of him. It's basically the rookie season I expected out of him, so good for him. Stephon Castle, again, he's kind of had his role drop more and more and more as now Devin Vassell is healthy and starting, and that makes all the sense in the world. Castle still plays a good part on this team off the bench. The efficiency's still pretty bleh, but we don't care because he's a rookie right now. The defense looks really, really good, except for like maybe small moments here or there. The vision and everything looks awesome. The hustle's great, so cool. Let's see what we can turn him into. Reese Shea, still just kind of bleh on him. Like, I expect a lot more going forward, but it's kind of just been a bleh season, and it is hard to play with Trae Young. Like, it just is. Like, it just makes it more complicated. So, especially for European players, because you just don't see that kind of style of play in Europe at all. So, we'll give him time. Dalton Connect. Can we just play him more, please? Can we just please play this guy more? I don't understand what's going on with the Lakers. Play this guy more. He's one of your better players. Probably low-key should be starting, so just play him. Yves Missy, rookie of the year, in my opinion. Yves Missy is rookie of the year right now. And look, it's not a great rookie class, I get it, but this guy's just playing his role so perfectly at this point. Like, I didn't expect him to be starter ready at this point, but he's clearly like starter for the Pelicans, and he's contributing. He crashes hard, he dunks the ball, he blocks shots, he grabs rebounds. Almost getting a double-double as a rookie is pretty tough to do, and great field goal percentage. Good for you, Missy. Good for you. You're my rookie of the year right now. Probably followed by like Wells and then I guess Castle. So yeah, take that as you will. Bub Carrington, again, effort is great from Bub Carrington every night. Just, he's got nothing going for him with his teammates and everything. Tristan Da Silva, hopefully we're going to see the percentages start to increase in him. Again, having to carry a tough load. No creators around you or anything, except Cole Anthony kind of every once in a while, somewhat. I don't know what to make of that. So let's hope Tristan Da Silva can bring the field goal and percentages up and everything. How was he in this last week, out of curiosity? In this last week, yeah, we had like a small uptick, so that's good. He was at least up to league average, so let's hope we can kind of keep going in that direction, Silva. Keyshawn George, get him off the court, man. I don't want to watch this guy anymore. Like, yes, he's getting 7.5 points as a rookie. It's because the rest of his team's bad. I can't watch this guy play. I'm not sure what he's supposed to become exactly, so I'm a little bit confused about that. Ron Holland, up to 11 now. I'll keep saying what I keep saying. Effort is great. Everything else is pretty rough. We'll get there. We will get there. Love the defensive intensity and everything, though. So we'll get there. We'll get there with Ron. I hope the Pistons can develop him. Ryan Dunn, again, effort's great. He's a smart basketball player, which is good. I'll take him over Ron Holland right now. And when all three of the big three are there for Phoenix, he's great. AJ Mitchell has crept his way into the top 15, which is awesome because he deserves to be talked about more. Again, OKC has drafted a guy that people didn't have high expectations for, and they're just coming in and contributing right away. 6 points, efficient all around. He's a net positive on the team. And like, there's even times where like he's on the court with some good players and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go get myself a bucket. And, you know, he's not hitting anybody with any crazy moves, but he's efficient. He knows how to point his feet at the basket and get where he wants to go. And he's finishing over people. So awesome. Love to see it. Jamison Battle finds finds himself up here again as well, shooting the 3-ball well, getting you 6 points a game, basically just 2 3-pointers. That's what he does. So there he goes. And then Donovan Clingan, I am so sorry for the situation that you find yourself in. You and Scoot just don't even have a fucking chance out there because the Portland Trailblazers don't know what they're doing and they won't make any trades. And he's just going to sit behind all these other players that are goofy and don't fit together. And he should be starting. He's a little bit out of shape still, which is kind of surprising to me. That just didn't seem like something I'd have to worry about with him. But no, like defensively, man, he's already just such a monster. He's just so big. He's so big and strong, and like the passing's already there, and I knew the passing would be a thing. And like he's starting to step out and hit some shots every once in a while. So just please make some trades, Portland. Just fix the roster, please. I don't have any faith in them whatsoever, though. That's never what they're able to do. Going through the rest of like the lottery picks and everything, Reed Shepherd, again, can't even really have him on the court at this point. Send him down to the G League, at least for a little bit. Let him get some confidence. Try to bring him back afterwards. He's just, look, like I try to tell you all in the offseason, size matters. It just really does. That sounds weird. But no, just literally people are picking on this dude whenever he gets in. I feel genuinely bad watching it at times. So that is what it is. Salon, I feel like his minutes are kind of depreciating a little bit, but still say he has the highest upside in the NBA at this point. We'll see if the jumper can kind of ever come around or anything like that. Rob Dillingham, the Timberwolves just refused to play their rookies. Nothing new there whatsoever. Obviously, Zach Edey will find himself back into this probably by next week or something, as he's been playing well recently. Especially just like, again, he's playing the role that I really expected him to play. He's a gimmick guy, right? He's going to come in, he's going to be so much bigger than everybody else, and he's just going to grab some offensive rebounds or grab the ball when like Ja or somebody else is going to the rim and they get double teamed, they dump it off to him, it's just going to be an instant dunk, right? Awesome. He's doing his role perfectly. Just keep grabbing rebounds, block some shots, don't foul people. Great job, Zach Edey. Love to see it. Cody Williams, abysmal rookie season. I'm sorry, Cody. It is rough, but we're going to give you time to develop. Buzelis, meh. As the Bulls fan in me just says, meh. I know Bulls fans want to play more. They're like, he's the answer. He's not. I promise he's not. It's not there. And they're like, he can handle the rock. He can't handle the rock. Can't shoot right now. We're going to give him time to develop. Don't you worry. Hopefully the Bulls will make some trades and he can get more PT and try to find himself in a flow. But he's got to develop some of the soft skills a little bit more, man. It's just, it ain't quite there. But otherwise, yeah, that's what we got for rookies, y'all. Let's move on to the standings. All right, quick skim through the standings. The Cleveland Cavaliers just continue to win basketball games. I don't know. Nobody's stopping them right now, so good for them. The Boston Celtics, they've lost a couple goofy ones as of late. Didn't they lose to like both the Magic without any of those dudes and the Bulls, who just, you shouldn't lose to the Bulls? I know like Drew's been out a little bit, but still, nonetheless, that's been a thing. The Knicks, if the Knicks are hitting shots, it's good because the defense is there. They just keep on rolling, man. They keep on rolling. Karl Anthony Towns, a.k.a. Bodega Cat. It's been amazing. It's been amazing, especially if Bridges is going to keep continuing to hit shots. Where is Bridges at for the season, out of curiosity now? So, okay, we're back up in the positive percentages now. Okay, fair enough. Good for him. Orlando Magic, dropping a little bit. Haven't fallen off, though. We're still, like, the culture and everything is holding. They're like, come on now. Like, we're trying our best. We have Cole Anthony. He can score. We have a scorer. And Cole Anthony sometimes goes out there and gets buckets. And they're like, if we just get, like, 7 points from, like, everyone else on the team and Cole drops 20, maybe we can win a game. And that's what they're doing, man. The defense, like, I give them so much credit, man. Like, I've got some tight connections on the Orlando staff, and they're like, we're just going to keep buckling down, man. We're going to try. So, but they are trying to pull everything out of that playbook. I can promise you that. So good for them, man. Good for them. The Milwaukee Bucks, meh. It's kind of going a little meh. Obviously, Giannis is like down right now, and so that's a whole thing, but it seems like Chris Middleton's like slowly starting to kind of get his way back, so that's good. If they can keep the three-point shooting going, keep Pat Connaughton off the court, great. Everything's going to go well. I feel like I'm being mean to players more so in this video than I normally do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. I woke up at like 4 in the morning and I had to drive like 3 hours to get back here and stuff because I've just got work to do and stuff today. So just cut me a little bit of slack. The Atlanta Hawks, I don't believe in this team. I don't believe in this group of players. I don't know what they're doing. I'm confused. But they're the 6th seed right now, so that's cool. The Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler is like out, I think, right now for like he's like getting back into shape or something like that. So fair enough. I'm waiting to see what the Heat do. If they're not going to trade Butler, then fair enough. We'll just see if Heat culture can get them somewhere. Again, it felt like the Pacers were kind of figuring some stuff out. Now I'm not so sure again. It's been such an weird up and down season, and I can't tell what's up with Tyrese Halliburton any single day of the week. So is what it is. The Chicago Bulls are actually super fun to watch, just like as a basketball team. They're getting up and down the court. I love Josh Giddey, like on the team. I genuinely do as a Bulls fan. He's everything I wanted him to be. Lock him up long term. I like him as a point guard, right? You can get rid of everybody else. I'll take Giddey. Like obviously Levine, Vucevic having great seasons. Kobe White as well. Patrick Williams just annoys me on the court a little bit at this point. I'm sorry, Pat. I love you as a dude. It's just, I don't know. The Pistons just figure out the rotation, please. Just please figure out the rotation. Let's throw K to Bone now, right? Let's go get him another good player or something, because we're going in a positive direction. The Sixers are crawling out from the bottom. They're sneaking up, right? They are sneaking up. So let's keep an eye on them. They've won like 8 out of their last 13 or 7 or 8 out of their last 11. I can't talk at this point. 7 out of their last 10 at least. So I'm thinking I'm right with that. The Brooklyn Nets, they're going to start to lose a lot more now that they've just gotten rid of Schroeder. Dorian Finney-Smith is gone. Shake Milton's gone, so that's going to hurt their depth. D'Lo comes in, and obviously he'll be a starter for them right away, but we'll see how much that really helps. The Charlotte Hornets are really, really bad. The Raptors are really, really bad. They need to be trading people most likely. The Wizards are a complete disgrace on the NBA. Let's move on. The Oklahoma City Thunder are continuing to do their thing. 10-game win streak. Oh, my goodness. They still haven't caught the Cavs, though. Man, the Cavs are rolling. So, Thunder, just keep giving it to Shea and J-Dub, and Chet will be back at some point. Hartenstein's awesome. Cool. Memphis Grizzlies thought they might get Dorian Finney-Smith, but I guess they're sticking with Jalen Wells at the 3 for now, so we just keep rolling. They got a really nice roster all around, but they have so many assets. They need to make a move somewhere. They have too many assets. Eventually, you're going to get Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams back as well, so a lot of exciting things there. Love watching the Rockets play basketball at this point. Fred VanVleet, I feel like, is really cooking as of late. Awesome. Mavericks, we'll see what happens without Luka here. The Lakers are at the 5. We're at the 5 right now. D'Lo's gone. That's fine, right? We'll try to make another move, hopefully. Dorian Finney-Smith is in. We'll see if that shooting continues, because he's having an amazing shooting season. Hopefully just having 2 consistent basketball players and him and Shake Milton help the team out even more. The Clippers, what am I supposed to do with the Clippers? I don't know. I just don't believe that this team's going to stay here. I don't know why. They've got like a solid roster of players. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they have a very solid roster of players. I just don't believe it. Like, I'm waiting for this team to fall apart, and I don't know. We'll see if that rings true at any point. Denver, get them some fucking help. Get them some help. We need to do something for them. The NBA needs to chip in and help them, because it's not fair. The Minnesota Timberwolves, still impossible to watch. Great defense. That's what I'll say about them. The Spurs, how much can Wemby carry? We're going to find out, though. I don't know. We're going to find out. It's fun to watch Wemby at this point. It's good to see just the team healthy with like Harrison Barnes and Devin Vassell and those guys, right? I really like what Sohan's been doing on the court as of late. So, I don't know. I'm happy with the Spurs. Especially when they go into like the Trey Jones, Chris Paul, and like Wembanyama lineup. I like that. I like that a lot. The Warriors. Dennis Schroeder has not been good so far. He looks like he's just like trying very hard to play within the Warriors system, when he's kind of just more so a hooper that just kind of goes out there and flows with the basketball game. So I don't know what the Warriors are going to do about that, but they need to address it, because Dennis Schroeder needs to play better for them to have a shot at anything. Phoenix. Can we just get this team healthy, please? Please, I just want to see this team healthy, because I feel like good things can happen. The Kings, I feel like they're just going to spiral, man. I feel like this is going to get worse before it gets better. So we'll watch out for them. The Trailblazers piss me off. The Jazz at least know what they're doing. Like, so I don't care about the Jazz being this bad, because they're just going to sit there and be like, yep, we know what's going on. We've got all the draft picks. We got Markkanen going forward. I know somebody wants John Collins. Somebody's going to want Colin Sexton or Clarkson. If not, that's fine. We're going to draft a player. They're going to develop. They're going to be good. So just you wait. And then all the Pelicans are hurt. That was last week in the NBA. But hey, appreciate you guys as always. I might have a more interesting video coming out for you guys tomorrow. So we'll see about that. But in the meantime, appreciate you guys as always. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much.